And welcome once again to the Drakon's Lair. Hi guys! Okay, so as you probably noticed at the beginning of this whole thing, I've decided to just quit with the whole drawing on the screen thing. It's not working. It's really not. Anyway, so, as you probably noticed, we're not in the lair today because my room is an absolute mess, and I do not feel like cleaning it up for you guys. Sorry, I will not apologize for that. And so we're in the dining room, kitchen, the den you can see back there behind me. Anyway, in the house that I share with my mother and my siblings. Anyway, so last week, has it really been a week already? Goodness. I was gonna update this every 3 days and then stuff happened. Um, Speaking of stuff that happened, the day I updated this last time, I found out that a person one of the guys that went to church, that goes to church with me, committed suicide. And that's the reason it's taken me so long to update, because his funeral was on Saturday. I understand it is Wednesday, but a lot of stuff happened between then and now too that I don't feel like going into. But that's the reason it's taken me so long to update. That's one of the reasons anyway. Okay, now back to what we had last week. Last week we had Harry Potter, and the reason that Harry and Draco were so perfect for each other and nobody could tear them apart and all that stuff. Yeah. Anyway, I didn't get any comments on that to tell me if y'all knew what y'all's favorite pairings were, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. And we're gonna skip right on to the next one. Which I have decided will be InuYasha. Okay. Now, the main pairing in InuYasha, as you would normally jump to, would be InuYasha and someone. So it's going to be InuYasha and Koga for this, because this is a Yaoi pairing, of course. And so because of that, I'm going to explain why InuYasha and Koga are so perfect for each other. It's kind of the same thing as the reason that Harry and Draco are so perfect for each other. It's because of the whole coloring and placement of the heart and stuff. I got this next line off of a fanfiction I read this morning, and they kind of look like coffee with a hint of cream. Okay, you have Koga's all dark, his tan skin and his brown hair and his dark eyes. He's coffee. He's very, very, very tasty coffee, but that's beside the point. I don't even like coffee. And then InuYasha, with him being pale and him having those gold eyes and his white hair and his cute little puppy dog ears, he would be the cream. And they match together so perfectly that they're just that he's just that hint of sweetness that Koga needs for everybody to bear him, I guess. So yeah, that would be the main pairing there. And then if you go off into the side of it, you have to kind of go back in time, I guess, for this next one. But it would be InuYasha and Shishomaru, which would be his older brother if you're not familiar with the fandom. Older half-brother, I might add. Where InuYasha is only half demon, Shishomaru is full, because they have different mothers, and yeah, it's a long story that I'm not going into on here. But you kind of have to go back in time for that. The thing is, in the real show, InuYasha and Shishomaru's dad died when InuYasha was born, and InuYasha's mother barely survived past his childhood, if she survived past his childhood at all. I don't really remember. Anyway, and so the only way that this fandom can create Shishomaru and InuYasha pairings are either completely making Shishomaru OC out of OOC, or going back in time and rewriting it to where to where InuYasha's mother died instead of InuYasha's father dying, and InuYasha's father is the one who's taking care of the both of them, and that's how they came into loving each other. And that's the only thing that can explain that. And so that would be the two main pairings. And then of course you have, if you want to go deep into the world of InuYasha fandom, you can have like Shishomer and Naraku, but most of those are like abusive, and I'm not big into those simply because one, I'm female for anybody who can't tell, and secondly because I have a past that I don't feel like going into right now. And so yeah, that would be your major pairings there. Excuse me. And then of course you have your little original character pairings. Like, they like to pair their original characters with Shippo because, you know, Shippo is cute and tiny and he's adorable. And you have to make an OC for him because because of the way he grows, because he's a fox demon. And what, in the actual show, he's what, 6 or 7, and he's small enough to fit on Kagome's shoulder, who is 18, which is the same age I am. And so he would only be like 6-7 inches tall, and you can't exactly, I mean, I understand as he gets bigger, but that's beside the point. He still wouldn't grow the same way we would, or InuYasha would, or Kagome would. So you can't really pair Shippo with the bigger characters because it doesn't make any sense. And so you have to make OCs for him because he's just so cute and cuddly, and you can't leave him all by himself. And so yeah. And then of course you have Moroku, which can be thrown into any pairing, and it completely makes sense simply because he's really perverted and likes to walk around staring at people. Anyway, there's probably a lot more pairings that I could go into here, but I haven't went into to read any of those. And so it's hard for me to know what they are if I haven't read them. And so because of that, I'm going to leave this here. If you have straight or Yuri pairings that you'd like to tell me about, comment on, you can leave them in the comments below, and I will get back to you on the next video. And I'll try to get it to you sooner than a week from now, I promise. But I don't know if I can do that. So, on that note, this is going to be the end of this one, and I will see you guys next week. Leave a comment so I can talk to people, okay? Okay, at that, I'll go bye. Bye, guys!